Daniel Kahn, the Brewmaster at Buckbean Brewing Company. We're hosting the Reno International Canfest tomorrow night. We've got about 60 beers, all in cans, that we're going to be pouring. And we gave out the awards tonight. We did a judged competition. We divided the beers into 5 different categories so that we would have, a reasonable number of beers in each category. That's not a lot of categories for a beer competition. That's fewer categories you would normally get at a homebrew competition or at the Great American Beer Festival. But because of the number of beers that we have to deal with, I wanted to limit the number of categories so that we have a minimum of 9 or 10 beers in each category to make sure the awards stay meaningful. So I did have to look at what beers were entered and decide on what made some reasonable dividing lines between categories. So there were a lot of IPAs. So we had one category that was IPAs. There were also a couple of Imperial IPAs in that category. We had one category that was Pale Ales and Amber Ales. We had one category that was Other Dark Ales. So it basically included red ales, brown ales, porters, and stouts. And then we had a category for any ales that didn't fit into the other 3. So that did include some very light ales, like wheat ales, kolsches, and cream ales. And it also included all of the flavored ales. And we had several of those. We had a coconut porter, we had a coffee brown ale, we had a pineapple wheat, we had a Belgian Vit style. So the 4th category was probably the broadest in terms of styles that it contained, but it wound up about equal in size to the other ale categories.
And what are you most looking, now that the competition's over, what are you most looking forward to tomorrow at the actual event?
I'm just looking forward to seeing a lot of people enjoying some great beer. We've got a lot of really tasty beers, and it's good for people to find out how good beers can be when they come out of cans. That's kind of the reason why we're putting this whole festival on, is so that we can show the public that there's some really excellent beers available in cans.
And if you had to convince somebody who, in the last minute, was deciding on whether or not to go to the event, in one sentence, how would you pitch them?
There's unlimited tastings. We've got 60 beers to try, and it's a pleasant event. It's not overcrowded. You can get to your next beer quickly and enjoy it, and it's a comfortable setting.